Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking on the videos, for your enthusiasm. All 62 of you in the project watching these watch reviews. At least in the donation environment. It's gone down. It makes me kind of sad. But I have fun doing watch reviews. I hope you have fun buying them and wearing them. If you say you have too many watches, I would say this. Seriously, reevaluate your life priorities. You can't have too many watches. If you have some super inexpensive ones you just got tired of, give them away. You can't really sell them and make money off of them. But you have a nicer piece. Here comes an Alpiner NHM variation on this beautiful leather strap. If you have this, this will retain value. You could wear this if you didn't thrash it 3 years down the road, if you have all the boxes and papers with it. And again, if it's not scratched up, you could get at least 600 out of it. Maybe 500. And this came with a stainless steel bracelet. I put this on. Bought it from the TMPer for an amazing price. Thanks, bro. Yeah, these Luminox, will they retain value? To be honest, I would say probably not, because they're so inexpensive, these ones I'm reviewing at this point in time. You know, guys are going to know that. They're going to like, well, you only spent $180 on a watch and you want $180? That won't happen. No, these are just going to be user watches for you to make you happy. I could be wrong, but I don't think they're going to have any collectability worth in the long run. But who knows? I could be wrong. Keep in mind, every single one of these Luminoxes are tritium powered, and tritium does lose its illumination year after year. Now, for me, wearing my Apple Watch Series 8 on my offside wrist, boom, I don't really need an illuminated watch. It's nice to have, but I always have this and I keep it charged up. There you go. I recommend you do the same. If it's not an Apple Watch, Samsung, Galaxy, I do think those are a little bit on the big side. Maybe a Fitbit, something like that. But here we go again with another, the last in this grouping of Luminox watches, and it's another win. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I can't review these negatively when they're so excellent, especially for the low price paid. This is the XS.1553 Scott Cassell Deep Dive Navy SEAL commemoration watch. I think Scott Cassell was a Navy SEAL, right? And here we go, dudes. I know, it's another looker. Pause the video, buy it. Another hard recommend. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. This is a fantastic watch. And again, Luminox is just getting it done. And by the way, they're not the only company getting it done. Let me make a comparison here. I'm going to bring a Casio. You didn't see this coming. Here comes a Casio. This is the new Mudmaster. This is a Casio GWG-B1000 1 Alpha 4 Juliet Fox. I know, it's a mouthful. It is a looker. Casio getting it done. So this has the functionality of the old Mudmaster, and yet it's connected to your phone. So it's a smartwatch. Watch for its review, pun intended. It is amazing. The Casio Mudmaster is fantastic. But here's what's not fantastic. Press and hold to go home. Here's what's not fantastic. The price. They have raised the price on this to very high levels. I think this is now like $700. Granted, it has a carbon core construction, which is totally different. It is amazing. Look at all the different surfaces you have on this Mudmaster. It looks like a Boba Fett piece, doesn't it? It blows away the old Mudmaster in terms of coolness. Maybe in terms of functionality because it's connected now. This is a maroon strap variation. This is a genuine Casio. It's not a fake. It's good. So I'm making a point that there are other companies that are not messing around. That they've made some great designs and they go, you know what? We're going to break new ground. Luminox. Never thought that would be the case. When I reviewed Luminox for the first time like 6 years ago, I was like, nah, they're good, you know. Good stable watches, you know, they're quartz. I wish they did more automatics. That's just their jam. They love quartz. I know. The good side is it's more affordable to you. If this was an automatic watch, this exact watch here, you're looking at I would say 700. If they put a ETA 2824 Styletta SW200, maybe 1,000-ish, perhaps. So I know quartz is not our favorite, but you'll get 2 years of battery life, give or take, out of this Ronda movement in this 1553 Scott Cassell Navy SEAL watch. I'm going to start with the bezel on this one because it's so freaking interesting. Look at this. This is a bezel lock. Have you even seen this before? I'm sure other pieces have it, and there's other internal bezels, little dials you can turn the bezel, but check this out, dude. What you do is you unclasp that stainless steel clasp, set your bezel, which we will rank 4 out of 5. That's pretty darn good. We have a little bit of tritium here at the 12 o'clock position. We'll look at that again. Very nice. And let's just say, I don't know, whatever. We're starting a new timer. We're going to put it on the minutes hand right here. You just use your bezel lock and so it doesn't get bumped. Also protects the guard or the crown. Isn't that pretty cool? That is pretty darn cool, dude. Is that functional? Needed? I'm going to be honest. I'll say no. I have a ton of watches that have bezels on them that don't have locks, and I've never bumped it. And by the way, I'm not timing something that is life or death. Usually it's probably some bread in the oven, some toast, maybe a chicken pot pie. Okay, let's be honest. That is kind of life critical, so maybe I should have a bezel lock. Anyways, no, I haven't used it, but it's kind of neat. And it definitely looks very interesting, almost U-boatish. And look, it's got like stainless steel screws for attaching it. Got your Luminox logo. It's just cool. I would say it's more second cool. The bezel markings on this Scott Cassell, fantastic. Look at this. 0 to 15 in yellow. That's how you do it. The rest in white. Highly legible. Really good traction on this Carbonox case and bezel. Well done again. I don't know what to say. Well done, Luminox. Going to the face. We have a typical thing in Luminox. We have a fairly broad chapter ring. In my way of thinking, this is a slight downside to this model and several models, to be honest, in the Luminox lineup. Do I hate it? That's strong. I wouldn't say I hate it. I just wish they would pitch the chapter ring. That's this slanted portion right here. Push your circular markers all the way to the end. Make your hands bigger. And still put your tritium, your vials there. It's more understandable in a tritium watch why they do this, but whatever. Effective face. Did I write it down? Yes, 27 millimeter effective face in the Scott Cassell Deep Dive. I forgot to tell you, that's the name of this watch. The Deep Dive. Great name, by the way. Positive display date, highly legible. The hands in this are some of the best I've seen in any Luminox watch. So we have an hour, minutes hand in orange. The minutes, I should say, and the hour is in white. So we have 2 colors. That's interesting. That's what I've done with my own hand modifications. Very interesting. We want our watches to be interesting. We want it to be enough to hold your attention, and every time you look at it throughout the day or days, I want you to say, that's cool. That's how you know you have a good timepiece. You go, that is bitchin'. Going back to 80s lingo. That is bitchin'. That's boss. Yeah, dude. That's what you should say. White seconds hand, ticking away, the registration slightly off. That's pretty common in all these quartz watches. If that bugs you, get an automatic. Here's one right here. The Alpina Alpiner, like I said. Great brand, by the way. I love that. So back to the complication. 300 meter water resistance. That's pretty stout for a Luminox. Luminox logo there. Just fantastic. Let's look at the Lume. Bringing on board my UV light right here. I'll put a link below. That's what this one is. Dude, I only paid $13 for that? That's insane. What value? It's powered by an 18652. So again, I don't do this to show you this is what it's going to look like. I'm just showing you where the vials are. So I'm trying to get it off axis here so it's not super duper bright. Kind of like that. So you see there's multicolors there. Deep Blue does this and they do such a great job with it. There you go. Bottom of the case. I was wondering if I could show those. But that is a lot of tritium. That's like T100 level of tritium Even on the seconds hand, you can see on the bezel itself, there's a pip of tritium. Do I love tritium watches? Yeah, they're good. I don't know if I love them because my only reservation on them is years go by, they become dimmer. You know, I have some Isobrights. Where was that one? This one right here. So this is an Armor Light. This one, the battery's dead, but this one's a little bit dimmer now. I've had this for 6 years. Still legible, still can see it at night, but it's not like a flame torch. That's my reservation. But again, I do hands mods where I cannot see the hands at all, so who cares? Here it is on my wrist, 7.5-inch wrist, the Scott Cassell Deep Dive. Damn, that looks good. Holy crap. That is a manly watch. Onto the strap, it is silicone, not rubber. I believe this is silicone. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I think it is silicone. It's very similar to this one right here. This Echo Tide Bear Grylls variation. It's good. I don't love rubber and I don't love silicone. I just put up with them. This one has dive expansion accordion in it. This is designed to supposedly expand as you go deeper and rise and your wetsuit expands. By the way, I love that marking on the side of the Carbonox case. 24mm silicone strap, double keepers, 3-prong clasp. Is it signed? Nope. Who cares? There's your SKU number on this if you care. All these will go away very quickly. They'll go into eBay eventually on the secondary market and the price will go up. Yeah, so you could wait. Like if you're super cheap and you're not in a hurry, you could wait for these to maybe show up on the secondary market in the years to come. But with watches like this that I think are relatively affordable, I don't know if guys will sell them. Like I said, I just don't even know if they'll put on eBay. They'll go, you know, what do I get out of this? $150 after 5 years of use, if that. Guys usually won't do that. They'll just give it away or just use it until it breaks. Keep in mind when you buy from Ashford, my links below, use my links. You are going to get the following, and I forgot to show this in the other reviews. You're going to get a hard case, which is not obnoxious. It's not, you know, overly done. You're going to get a warranty card, international warranty card. I think these are warranted for 2 years, which is pretty good in the industry. That's about what you're going to get with a good watch. Highly recommended. Competition against it. Well, I mentioned the Deep Blue product. I don't have one here on table. Isobright, Armor Light, if you're into the tritium stuff, a ton of other ones. Within the family of Luminox, the Bear Grylls lineup is fantastic. I've been saying that. Fantastic. This one, their 3475 is insane. Damn, son. Watches are fun. I hope you guys have a watch collection. I hope you improve it. Again, if you have pieces you're not wearing that you just don't connect to anymore, get rid of them, dude. Get rid of them. Give them away. Sell them. Make room for more. You can do that. The links below are going to save you a ton of money, and I can't apologize if you missed them. So this watch, again, at my link, probably sold out very quickly. Don't know what to tell you, you know. Maybe I update them, maybe I don't with like an Amazon link. I try not to use Amazon for obvious reasons. Destroy Woke, that's my new name tape I made. I love that. I'll give you a link of how to make those name tapes. That is Amazon, sorry. And this is one of the cars I drove in Vegas, the 458 Italia, commemorating that event. I posted videos on that years ago. You should have watched them. Love, love, love the 458. It is one of the funnest cars I've ever driven, and I got on it. Very beautiful X-Wing fighter. This is Poe Dameron's T-70 X-Wing. I may put a link to that. And then we have a Voyager here, one of the all-time great hard-use tactical folding knives, and that's wearing a snaggletooth quick deployment device on it, and those are fantastic. Go to snaggletooth.com, and I think they're pretty affordable. I got to get out of here. Short format watch review. Great job, Luminox. Oh my goodness, what a great brand it is. They've really improved over the years. Nothing fancy. See ya.